So I have a lot of thoughts about crochet stuff in general. Some of it's good, some of it's really bad, but today we're gonna focus on the good. And I thought it would be fun to put together a list of all of my favorite crochet related things because lately I've just been trying so many new things and I want to share them with you. Personally, I love watching this style of video. I love hearing what everyone's favorite things are. Something about that is just so fun to me, so I figured I'd give it a go today. This is gonna be a more chatty style of video, so make sure you have your crochet project, grab yourself a snack or some coffee, and let's just hang out. I feel like I always say this, but make sure to let me know what you're crocheting because I'm honestly just nosy and I love to know. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Annie. I'm a crochet pattern designer and I love sharing all different crochet and cozy hobby related things here on my channel. So if that's something that interests you, definitely make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. We also have Evie joining us today, so everyone say hello to Evie. She is my little Australian cattle dog and she's 3 years old, and I'm just grateful she's letting me sit with her on the couch today because normally she doesn't even allow me to sit here. Like, this is her couch. So we have to honor the queen and just let her have her moment, and she's just gonna hang out with us today. So hopefully you like dogs because that's kind of what I'm all about here too. With all of that being said, it's time to jump into my list of my recent crochet favorites, and I actually have everything organized here on my phone into different categories. So let's walk through some of the categories I'm gonna share with you today. So the categories we're gonna talk about today are yarn, crochet hooks, patterns, content creators that I have been loving, and miscellaneous / crochet accessories. And I should also mention that I created a little list here in my phone, so if you see me looking at it, that's what I'm doing. And with that out of the way, let's just get right into it. So we're gonna start by talking about some of the yarns that I've been loving recently. I actually have a few of them behind me right here so that I can show you what they look like. And starting off strong, we're gonna talk about Hobie Toucan because I think it's just been within the past month that I have tried this yarn, and I just really love the color selection. Like, as you can see here, this is a really pretty muted minty sage color almost, and I haven't seen a lot of chenille yarns on the market that have colors like this, so this has just been a really nice yarn to try. It's almost like a mixture of Premier Parfait Chunky and Big Twist Posh. It's a little bit thicker and feels kind of like more sturdy, I guess, than Premier Parfait Chunky, but at the same time I still do use Parfait Chunky and this in the same projects and it still looks great together. So this has just been a really fun one to try. This yarn comes in so many beautiful colors and it's just been really fun to kind of expand the different colors of chenille yarn that I have. And another reason why I love it is it seems to go on sale pretty often, and I'm not talking like a small sale, I'm talking like 50% off, which is really huge. And obviously we love that. I love that. So that makes this one of my new most recent favorite yarns. I also really love Hobie Honey Bunny, but there's just something about the color selection of Toucan and the feel of it that I just really love. And not to jinx it too much, it does seem like it sheds a little bit less than some of your other chenille yarns. So another yarn that I've been loving over the past few months for knitting and crochet is pretty much anything from Arcane Fiberworks. This is a yarn that I've been using for, I want to say, about 6 months now, and I am just so happy every time I get this in the mail because it truly is a work of art. For example, this is the colorway Colored Grains in the DK weight, and as you can see, I do have a ton of other yarns from Arcane behind me, but I really am just such a fan. I mainly use these yarns for knitting because that's just my personal preference, but I have to say their sock weight yarn is my favorite I've ever tried. So if you're on the hunt for a really beautiful sock weight yarn, I highly recommend checking out Arcane Fiberworks. Like, for example, look at this sock that I'm working on. Isn't that just so beautiful? This colorway is called Where the Wind Blows, and something about the fiber of this yarn, it's just a lot easier to work with if you're a beginner or if you have a hard time working with smaller yarns in general. I just find this to be so easy to work with. It's the softest yarn I've ever tried for socks, and I just really love it. Another thing that I love about Arcane Fiberworks is that their yarn is always in stock. It's not a pre-order or anything like that, so if you really want to make something and you want to make it right now, you don't have to wait 2 months for it to get to your doorstep. In my experience, it usually ships within a day or two, and Tyler, who is the owner of Arcane Fiberworks, is just really on it and really passionate about his business, and it shows through his work and the beautiful yarn that he creates. So another yarn that's very new to me is one that I've only been using for a few weeks now, and that is Lion Brand Feels Like Bliss. Here's what it looks like. This is the yellow shade in the color Buttercup. I just think this is so pretty, and if you have an Instagram, chances are you've seen some of your favorite crocheters using this yarn recently. I feel like it's really taken over the amigurumi community specifically, but I recently made a fluffy pigeon with this yarn and I just had so much fun with it. Like in the past, I've had a really hard time working with fluffy yarns because it can be really difficult to see your stitches. A lot of times you have no idea where you're working, but I've noticed that with this, it's definitely easier. So here you can see a close-up of the yarn and the strand is definitely a little bit thicker, and I feel like that just makes it a lot easier to see what's going on. So if you are a beginner and you are looking for a fluffy yarn, this is one that I definitely recommend. But with that being said, if you watch my vlogs, you might know some of the drama that's been going on with this yarn recently. This is an experience that I had, and I know a lot of you have also mentioned that the same thing happened to you, but for some reason, when you order this yarn from Michaels, specifically in the color Slate, it says that it's in stock and it will let you order it, but then within a few days, the order gets canceled, so I'm not sure if it's just an inventory issue on their end. I have reached out to Michaels before, and the issue unfortunately has still not been resolved. So I just say all of that to let you know that if you do order this yarn, there might be a chance that the color Slate doesn't ship for you. That's been my experience about 4 or 5 times now at this point. But since I love this yarn so much, I still think it's definitely worth a shot trying to order it at least. And then the last yarn that I have to mention in the yarn section of this video is Premier Parfait Chunky. Of course, it kind of goes without saying. If you've ever seen my little yarn shelf that I have next to me, you know it's filled with Premier Parfait Chunky. It's my most used yarn. There's just something about this yarn that will always keep me coming back. I really love the sheen that it has. It's really nice, and for the most part, I just really enjoy working with this yarn, and it kind of goes without saying that it's on my favorites because I use it so much, and I'm sure you've heard of it too, so it's kind of just an honorable mention. So the next category on our list is crochet hooks, of course, and there just have been a few that I have really been loving above all the others recently, so of course we have to talk about them. So we're gonna start by talking about probably my most used crochet hook of all time. This is a crochet hook that I got on Etsy recently, and I kid you not, I have probably used this for nearly every project, and I just love this so much. The shop is called Hooked by Holtby, and they're these really pretty resin crochet hooks that say crochet on them, and they almost look like a little crayon, and you can customize them in any color that you want, in any hook that you'd like. And personally, I got mine in a Clover and More because that's probably my favorite right now. So if you've never tried one of these, I highly recommend it. The seller is amazing and the quality is just so amazing, and it brings me joy every time I work with it because it's just so cute. And honestly, I feel like things like that are worth it because it's just the little things like this that really brighten my day and make me so happy. And so in my mind, I can justify it, you know? Evie is just in need of some pets right now, so I have to take a little pet break. If you like Evie hanging out with us, make sure to give this video a like so that she feels the support because honestly, she is a little emotional support creature. So we have to talk about another crochet hook that I've tried recently, and these are from the Clay Bean Company. I can wholeheartedly say these might be some of the most beautiful crochet hooks that I've ever purchased. So this is the first one that I got, and if you've seen my vlogs, you've probably seen this hook before, but these are made by hand with polymer clay, and they're just absolutely stunning. And if you're a fan of Tangled, you might know who this is. This is Little Pascal, who is honestly one of my favorite Disney sidekicks. I just think he's the cutest thing, and now I get to crochet with him on my hook. I love it so much. And the hook inside of this is a Boy 3.25 millimeter, which I find is perfect for using velvet yarns. I really love this hook for that purpose. And then I dropped the other one, but here it is. This is the second one that I got from the Clay Bean Co. And again, you might recognize who this is. This is Gary the Snail, and of course, this is another favorite of mine. And I'm pretty sure this is a boy crochet hook inside of here. I believe it is a 5 millimeter, but this is just so insane that somebody made this by hand. Like, look at how much it really looks like him. And even just the little flowers on the hook, they look just like the real thing in the show. So I absolutely love these, and I just love supporting really creative designers like this who are doing something different. I just think it's such a cool thing. And again, it's one of those small things that really brings me even more joy when I'm crocheting. Now I gotta go put these up on a shelf before my cat starts running around with them. So our next category is for some crochet patterns that I have been loving recently. There are so many, and this list could probably go on forever, but I just want to highlight a few of them that I've really been enjoying recently. So the first one I've shared in a vlog very recently, but it was a really cute little doily pattern from the Doily Maven, and it says pee pee poo poo on it, which I know might sound kind of funny, but I think it's so cute to keep in a bathroom and frame or something. I just really love this, and I know a lot of you did too. And I think you might surprise yourself with how easy this is to work up and finish. It works up very quickly, and it's actually very straightforward to do. So I highly recommend that one, of course. I just think it's so funny. Another favorite of mine is my my no-sew snow cone. It is a free pattern that I released last month, but I also have a video tutorial for it here on my YouTube channel. I think it's a really fun pattern and a really fun way to mix up some colors on your snow cone and make all sorts of different flavors. You know, you really just can't go wrong with it, and it's a great pattern if you're a beginner and you just want a fun little summer make, or you're going to a market this summer. An idea I had recently was to make a little snow cone bar at a market, and people can come and pick out their different snow cone flavors. I feel like that would be so cute in the summertime. Another pattern I've recently fallen in love with is the little camping caterpillar. It's a little tiny caterpillar that comes with a leaf, and it uses the leaf like a sleeping bag. It sleeps inside of the leaf, and something about that just really speaks to me. I think it is so cute and works up so quickly. Like, you have to try this one. I promise it's a good one. I've also really been loving the elephant pattern by Crochet Grove. It came out very recently. I actually got to test this elephant, and it is just such a well-written pattern. I think it looks so cute. I've made a purple one. I also made the mammoth modification that's included in the pattern, and then I also made another mammoth with fluffy yarn, and they just all turn out so cute. I love this pattern so much, and there's a reason why it's so popular. So my most recent pattern obsession is actually the tofu turtle pattern. There are just so many different ways that you can customize this pattern between the colors or the little fruits that you do on the shell, or just all sorts of things. I've seen so many people do such creative things with this, and I'm actually in the process of creating a video of me making a bunch of these turtles. This is one of my favorite ones that I've made so far. I just think it's very summery, and lately I've been all about the pastel striped rainbows. I just think they're so cute, and this is just a really awesome pattern. I think it would be so great for markets and things like that. They're just small, they're no-sew, they work up really quickly, and the list goes on and on. They're amazing. 10 out of 10. I love this pattern so much. And the last pattern that I have to share on this list is a pattern that I designed very recently. It's this really cute little no-sew starfish. He works up pretty quickly, and he has these adorable little suction cups where you change the color of them, and I just think this is such a fun little summer project. By the time you're watching this video, this pattern will be out. It will be on my Instagram. It will actually be my first time ever sharing a pattern over on Instagram. I plan on sharing it as a carousel post where you can just see everything there. You can save it on Instagram, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. But you'll also be able to find the full written pattern for this on my website for free, and this free pattern is specifically coming out on my Instagram because we are celebrating 10,000 followers over there, which is so exciting. So if you aren't following me over on Instagram yet, make sure to go check it out at Hooks and Healers. I would love to have you there. I think he just deserves one more moment because he's so cute. You could even make Patrick the star with this, I bet. So the next category is content creators or YouTubers that I've just really loved watching recently. I feel so inspired by their content. I think they're doing something a little bit different, or there's just something about their channel that makes me really happy. And you know, YouTube can be kind of challenging, so I would love to take this opportunity to kind of give them a shout out. And I have a feeling if you like watching my channel, you will also love watching these creators as well. So we're gonna walk through a few of them. And before we get into this category, I should also mention that the list of YouTubers I watch is nearly endless. There are so many of them, but these are just a few that I would love to shout out because I really love what they're doing. So for starters, we have Zach from Crochet Me Zaddy. I feel like he's quickly become one of my internet friends, and his sense of humor just really is so funny to me. I love all the content that he does, and he has so many really helpful tutorials on his channel that I love to watch. Like, honestly, Zach is the crocheter that taught me how to connect legs on my plushies. I literally had no idea how to do that before I saw his tutorial on YouTube. I also have really been loving watching his live streams lately. He's been going live on YouTube and TikTok, and it has just been so much fun for me to feel like I'm connecting with another crocheter on a more casual level, I guess. And him going live so much actually inspired me to do my very first live stream, so if it weren't for him, I probably would have never done that. And I don't know if I'll ever be as good as him at doing live streams, but I will most certainly try. And another thing that I love about Zach's channel is he recently just created his very own podcast where he has a lot of different crocheters on, and it is just so fascinating to listen to all these different crocheters talk about their business, how they structure things, how they design their patterns, and all of that. So if you're looking for something to listen to while you're crocheting, I definitely recommend checking that out, and I'm gonna have it linked below. Another one of my favorite YouTubers, of course, is Genna from Crochet by Genna. I just find myself feeling so inspired by her videos. Like, if I find myself in a bit of a crochet rut where I don't know what to make, or I'm just not feeling it, as soon as I watch one of her videos, I just feel so much better. I feel so much more inspired, and I feel ready to keep going, keep designing, and doing all of those things. So I really love her channel for that purpose, and she's really just such a light. She gives off such good energy, and it's just all around a good time in every one of her vlogs. So I'm sure if you're watching my channel, you probably know who Genna is, but definitely check her out if you haven't seen her videos. So I have one more to talk about in the crochet space, and then I have one more to talk about that's more of like a lifestyle creator. But the next one in the crochet community is Allison from Wonder Crochet. I just think she's so talented, and I love to see everything that she's making because I just think her designs are the cutest thing. And you might have seen she recently just announced her little gardener pattern, and I think it is one of the cutest designs I've seen in a long time. I also just find her channel and her filming style very relaxing to watch, and it's kind of like my favorite channel to watch when I'm winding down at the end of the night. And then last but not least, in the creator category, this is like my go-to for all things home decor inspiration, all things game inspiration, all things hobby and crafty inspiration, and that is Cozy K, or Kennedy from Cozy Games. Her channel really is just so inspiring, and she does such a good job of mixing helpful tidbits of wisdom into her vlogs. Things like learning how to slow down and embrace your hobbies and kind of step away from the hustle culture of it all, and I really just resonate with that because it can be really hard to do that sometimes, and her channel just serves as a very good reminder for me to kind of just slow down and enjoy my hobbies and take a break, and I love that about her so much. So those are 4 YouTubers I've been watching all the time lately. I had to share them with you, and make sure to check them out if you haven't already. Somehow we're already on to our last category, which I'm just calling miscellaneous. This pretty much has a little bit of everything in it. Some of my recent small business essentials, some of the little office accessories that I have been loving so much, and also some of my most recent favorite tools that I've been using for crocheting, amigurumi, and all that. So starting off strong, we have these little organizers that we put together in a vlog pretty recently, and I decided to use them for all the different safety eyes that I have, because if you've been around for a while, you know I have a little cat named Remy, and safety eyes are one of his favorite things to get into in my office, and I just needed a little situation to organize all of them and label them so that I can find them easily and Remy can do something else with his time. And let me tell you, these organizers have saved me so much time and energy. I know where all my safety eyes are now. I know what backs I'm picking and all of that, because before I had everything in one giant bag, and let me tell you, that was like the worst decision I've ever made. So now it's beautiful and organized, and I can walk right up to it and know exactly what I need and walk away. So another little office organization thing that I've been loving recently are these little mini containers that I found on Amazon. They're so handy for putting pretty much anything in. Right now I use them for a lot of my shipping supplies. Like I have some stickers in one, I have some little baggies in another, and honestly I use the other 2 containers stacked on top of each other as a tripod on my desk like all the time because I'm just too lazy to go and actually get a tripod for my desk. So that has honestly been working beautifully. But honestly, the main reason why I had to get these was because of the colors. I think they're so cute, and I just love having little pops of color like that in my office because again, it's just the little things that make you happy that can make all the difference in your day. I truly believe that. You'll probably come to notice this about me, but I just really love a little knick-knack, a little cute thing. It just really makes everything better. So another recent favorite thing that I've been using for crocheting lately is this pillow that's next to me right now, actually. In fact, this is one of the rare moments where Evie is not trying to steal it from me. Evie has moved to the ground now, but this pillow is called the Volari. I use it all the time, and I really believe that this thing is saving my wrist from a lot of the pain that I've been getting for so long when I crochet. So really how it works is you just put it on your lap like this, you buckle it behind you, and you just crochet. You might also know that I love gaming. I love my Nintendo Switch, but that also causes me some wrist pain from just holding it up like this for so long, and this is perfect for that because it just gives me all that support that I need when I'm doing my favorite hobbies. So this next one might seem a little bit random, but I use it every day, so I have to show it to you. So it is this keyboard. I love this so much. I got this on Amazon, and if you know me, you know this is just like my favorite colors ever. The greens, the blues, the creams, these are all my favorite colors in one keyboard. And there's something that's just so fun about typing with this. It keeps me motivated when I'm writing my patterns or sending off emails. I just love the sound of it. Like here, I'll give you a demonstration. Something about that sound is just my favorite thing ever, and I know I'm not alone on this one. But another thing that I love about this is that it's Bluetooth, so it eliminates some of the wires that are on my desk, and it also comes with a Bluetooth mouse. And I want to say this was only like $30 on Amazon, so it is a win in my book, and it is something I very much love and appreciate every day. Again, we're just coming back to that theme of the cute little things that are aesthetic and make me happy. That is exactly what this is, so we love it. So my next recent favorite is something that might also seem kind of random, but if you know me, one of my favorite things to do when I'm not crocheting is knitting socks, specifically with my Chowgu needles. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but these needles really made all the difference when I was learning how to knit. The needles I started out with before were just so much more difficult to use. They weren't nearly as smooth, and they had a bump right here, so I had to pull all my stitches up over the bump, and it was honestly such a headache. But like I said, these needles really made all the difference. It made it so much easier to work, and I could also knit so much quicker because everything was just gliding so smoothly. And basically, long story short, there's just a reason why they are so popular. So I have these in multiple sizes and multiple sets of each because I just use them that much. I really love these. So if you do want to learn how to knit, these are the needles that I recommend. Like, highly recommend. I love them so much. This next one probably won't come as very much of a surprise, but I have recently really been loving using felt mouths for my amigurumi. I know I'm probably really late to this trend, but personally, I've never done it for my crochet before, and let me tell you, I feel like it is one of those things that have made all the difference. I think it just makes everything look so much more seamless, and honestly, it's just way less of a headache to me than embroidering the mouth. So I'll link some shops that have really awesome felt accessories for amigurumi in the description. But one other thing I want to mention is I could not for the life of me figure out what type of glue to use for my felt. Like, for example, I started by using E6000, which I know some people recommend, but ultimately I decided to do hot glue because it's a little bit less toxic, I assume. And that leads me to my next favorite, which is my new hot glue gun. It is so nice, and it came in this really nice carrying case that just keeps everything super organized, and it just hides the wires, which you know I love. It's really perfect, and I highly recommend that. And the last thing in this category is my gem painting. If you watch my vlogs, you know I love my gem painting so much. If you're ever looking to take a break from crochet or rest your hands a little bit, but you still want to be creative, I love to do gem painting, and specifically the ones from Paint Gem, because they're super small and it makes it a lot easier for you to finish them, and it's just very rewarding, and their designs are so cute. I believe they also sell frames for the gem paintings on their website, so if you wanted to, you could display them. So for obvious reasons, I absolutely love them, but I also love how they have different collections that are themed. So one of my favorites is the ocean one, and I've done pretty much every gem painting in that pack, but I just had to throw that in there because it's a really fun way to unwind if you want to break from crochet or something to do while you're watching a show. I highly recommend it, and it's one of my favorite things. So that wraps up all of my recent crochet favorites. I hope you enjoyed listening and hearing all the fun things that I've been trying recently, but I would also love to know what some of your recent favorite crochet things are in the comments, because personally, I always love to get new ideas for fun things to try, and I'm sure a lot of other people would as well. So don't forget to drop those in the comments below. I just want to thank you for watching this video and spending a little bit of time with me this week. It really just brightens my day getting to interact with you in the comments and hear all the things you have to say. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and maybe we can make it sort of like a quarterly thing where we revisit some of my favorite crochet things. I feel like that might be fun to do in the future. Also, I should mention, if you saw anything in this video that you liked, check my description. I'll have a link for everything down there for you. With that being said, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos here on the channel, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye!